Hello and welcome to the Heliosblog. My name is Helios. Today, we're going to talk about why betas fail. Today I'm going to talk about a topic that many men are going to dislike. I'm going to talk about why the majority of men, betas, fail. It's going to make many of you uncomfortable, but understand that I'm doing this for your benefit. Once you understand what it is you're doing wrong, you can then work to change it and carve a good life out for yourself. Off we go. Enjoying my content? Check out my blog at heliosblog.com. On YouTube, you can support me by liking and subscribing. I'm also on Spotify if you'd prefer a podcast. If you're interested in my books, The Strategist Guide to Seduction and Quotes to Live By, they're available on Amazon. In addition, you can follow me on Patreon at theheliosblog for exclusive content. On with the show. What is a beta? A beta is a man who's not in the top 20%. He's a man who fails with women and also fails to understand the underpinnings of society. Betas are useful idiots who serve to maintain the status quo in society. Betas are used and abused by women and discarded when they're no longer useful. Betas are men who are settled for by women, and they are men who end up in equal relationships with women. Betas are almost invariably miserable in the long term due to being tossed around as society sees fit. Betas are the men who go through a midlife crisis as they realize how thoroughly they've been used as a plow horse. Are betas good for society? Betas are incredible draft animals. They're used by society to maintain the status quo. They're culturally brainwashed to follow whatever social norms are appropriate for the time period they're in. Effectively, betas are slaves or NPCs. They live life according to other people's rules, women, their parents, their teachers, the media, etc. In the sense of maintaining the status quo, betas are a necessity. This does not mean they're happy, however. In fact, much of society's positives come from the sacrifice of betas, who are too stupid or deluded to know they're the ones being sacrificed. Betas are effectively lambs slaughtered for the good of society. A problem arises when betas are sacrificed for a corrupt, unjust society. Clown world, the modern world, is such a society. Betas are sacrificed to maintain the status quo of a society that abuses them and discards them when they're no longer useful. Beta misery is the brick with which our modern society is built. What do betas do wrong? What betas do wrong is that they believe the things they were taught by their parents, teachers, the media, and their female friends. They believe all the bullshit they're fed. As a result of this cardinal mistake, their adherence to the mental prison built for them, they do everything wrong. All of the behaviors that beta men need to exhibit in order to be attractive, they do not do, since they were taught they should never do those things. Since betas are taught incorrectly from a young age, many betas never learn what they truly needed to know to succeed. This, in my opinion, is one of the tragedies of the modern world. I believe no man should be raised in a mental cage like that. Do women love and appreciate betas? Women do not love or appreciate beta men, except as a useful draft horse. They regret not having the proper breeding stock man, and take out their resentment on the draft horse who has to take it as he has no other options. The only time betas experience true happiness is the beginning of their relationships, when they're in the honeymoon phase, 3 months to 3 years. Once the honeymoon phase of their relationship ends, due to their learned unattractive behaviors taught to them by women and the matriarchy as a whole, betas destroy any attraction their partner had for them. They then begin to lead lives of quiet desperation as they're sexually starved while being trapped financially in their relationships. It is not a way for any man to live. How are betas made? Betas are made from a young age. Every message in the media, from women and from mothers, favors women and inculcates ass-kissing behavior and attitudes in men towards women. These messages are repeated every day for men's entire lives. There is only a small percentage of men that are able to resist the pull of being a good boy. When a man fails to ignore the cultural programming he's received from a young age of being a good boy or a real man, he stays beta. Betas are useful idiots who are churned through the gears of society in order to perpetuate feminine primacy and to safeguard women from any negative consequences of sexual choices they've previously made. Betas then have children, 1 or 2, with the woman who is saved from her poor choices, and these children, if they're men, are raised to be beta, and the cycle repeats. Does society encourage or discourage betahood? Society encourages betahood with every fiber of its being. Practically every message from every source in the modern Western world is one that promotes betahood in men and the superiority of women. Society encourages betahood because betas perpetuate feminine primacy. Betas are responsible for saving women from their poor choices when they were in their rock star or strong independent phase. Betas are sacrificed that women and alphas may benefit. When are betas happy? Betas are only ever happy in the honeymoon phase of their relationship, the very beginning, lasting from 3 months to 3 years. Once the honeymoon phase of their relationship is over, betas are unlikely to experience happiness again until they're in a new relationship. Betas falsely think that they were with the incorrect women when they they were with the incorrect woman when they switch partners, but the real reason they were miserable is because of the mental prison they've been in since they were young. If betas understood the truth of the world and that women's plans are different than what they think, they would have a chance at true long-term happiness. As it stands, they do not. Do betas end up happy in the long term? Betas never end up happy in the long term. Betas exist to facilitate the happiness of alpha men and the safety of women, who are unable to be happy with betas since betas are a suboptimal hypergamous choice. Your goal in life is not to suffer the terrible fate of the masses. You should learn the truth and prevent the problem for yourself. It is in your own best interest to only enter into arrangements that favor you. Conclusion. Betas are the losers in the game of natural selection that humans play. Betas exist in order to facilitate the feminine primary reality we see today in the modern world. Most betas are the way they are because of their upbringing. They have no idea they're even in a mental prison, and so they have no idea that they're being used and abused by the system they've been raised in. If betas understood the true unfairness of the system, they would never agree to it. That would be a different world indeed. Stay strong and fight for yourself.